The NBA has evolved a lot in the past couple of years, and with that evolution, we've seen some of the greatest point guards in the game's history. Are point guards developing faster than they used to? Just look at Luka and Ja. And with the remedy of the take foul, will players be able to shine on the court now? Keep watching this video for more on both stories. First up, late development cases. Has being a point guard become easier, or are point guards just more skilled now? This super controversial question has been in debate for a very long time now. If you ask us, we think it goes both ways. Being a point guard has become easier for a variety of reasons now. Remember that palming, traveling, and charging calls, all that has been reduced. Referees no longer call them as frequently, allowing point guards to showcase their mind-boggling skills. But when you look at some late developing cases of the NBA's best point guards, we're sort of inclined to believe the first statement here. Just look at Mike Conley, Kyle Lowry, and the greatest of all, Stephen Curry. But how did we categorize these guys as late developing cases? Well, let's talk about the best of all of them. Curry isn't just the best point guard in the league, but he's also one of the most dominant players on the court. And to think he made his first All-Star appearance back when he was just 25 years old, that's what we made by late developing cases. As compared to other positions, point guards are what we like to call late bloomers. They take the longest to develop. Some data actually shows that point guards start peaking after the age of 26, and when you compare that to a position like a power forward, those guys usually peak by 25. So yeah, it's highly possible that the change of rules is allowing point guards to be more free-flowing and dominant in their game. Next, Ja Morant and Luka Doncic. There's a lot of talent going around right now in the NBA. In fact, it wouldn't be wrong to say that the league is at its best ever. Each team has an exciting prospect, capable of making a huge name in the years to come. And some of the most prominent among those names are Ja Morant and Luka Doncic. Both these guys are point guards having taken over the game by storm. Ja is the reigning most improved player, with Luka already the preseason betting favorite MVP of the year. But why are we talking about these two guys in particular? Well, they are point guards, and we did say point guards have become more dominating because of the rule changes, but considering the pace at which these guys are improving, does it prove the theory that PGs are developing quicker than usual? Or let's put it this way, are Morant and Doncic disproving that point guards take longer to develop than usual? One could argue all day about how that's true, but then we'd just be throwing individual talent and capability out the window. Maybe both these guys are just more skilled than the average point guard. Maybe they're gifted players, and maybe point guards still take longer than usual to develop. It's just a matter of how you position it. Like, we could also argue that it's a mix of all these factors combined. Maybe it's a combination of the crackdown on hand checking, PGs shooting more threes, and just higher talent coming into the league in general. Moving on, the Curry effect. Could this all just be a byproduct of the Curry effect? The fact that Stephen Curry was able to come in and completely transform the game might have given point guards hope that they could be more dominant. Now granted, Steph didn't make his first All-Star appearance until he was 25, but after that, it was pretty much game over for everyone else. He single-handedly took over the Warriors and led them to a championship after championship. How? Simple. He grew out of his role. The point guard is usually the best passer and dribbler, but now he's the best shooter as well. Now, don't get us wrong, the shooting guard is still in most cases the best shooter on the team, but with Steph, only a fool would think he isn't the best on the team. So all these new guys coming in want to be like Curry. They don't just want to be the best playmakers and dribblers. They want to be the best shooters. They want to win games for their teams. And most importantly, they want to be in the most specialized positions on the court. With all that being said, we're still going to hang on to what we said earlier. It's a combination of everything. Rule changes, the Curry effect, and just more talent in general. Following up, the take foul. Let's be honest here, the NBA suffered a lot because of the take foul. And in case you don't know what that is, don't worry, we'll make it very simple for you. Remember all those fantastic dunks or breakaways we missed out on because a player fouled someone else on the court who didn't even have the ball? Well, that's a take foul. To make it even simpler, look at it this way. If you're making a play on anyone who doesn't have the ball in possession, you're committing a take foul. Now, there isn't exactly anything wrong with a take foul. Teams on the defensive usually commit the foul because they want to stop transition plays. Like, say if a point guard steals the ball and tries to pass to a player who has a free way to the basket. It's a pretty easy basket, right? But if the defensive team is intentionally committing the foul to stop teams from gaining momentum by throwing down a nasty dunk or a breakaway, then it's a major problem. And that's the reason why the NBA has decided to remedy the foul and add a greater penalty so teams stop committing it altogether. Also, before we talk about the new penalty, we think it's important to tell you that the take foul wasn't always a huge problem or something. The percentage of take fouls committed per game back in 2018 was only 0.3. But that number went on increasing year after year and now stands at 1.4 take fouls per game in 2022. Up next, teams better think twice now. So, what's this remedy everyone's talking about? Well, now if a player thinks of fouling someone during a transition play, they'll be giving away free points. Once the foul is called, the team with the ball will not only get a free throw taken by any player on their team, but they'll also get possession afterward. And if you ask us, we think that's enough to stop the intentional take foul completely. Like the whole reason for committing that foul was to stop teams from getting an easy basket. But now, it pretty much gives them the easy basket. We think this is significantly going to change transitional basketball now. Whether it's defense or offense, it'll definitely bring back that flair and excitement to the game. We'll get to see some excellent breakaways followed by mind-boggling slam dunks, since teams will be extra cautious about committing the take foul. We still think some players will need some time to get used to it so it won't disappear immediately, but it'll stop happening as frequently. And the best part about the remedy is that it has no loophole. Sorry in advance to the big man for this, but remember how Shaq couldn't make free throws even if his life depended on it? Well, teams would just foul him whenever he had the ball because he was a huge possibility that he'd just end up missing them. But since anyone on the team can step up to take the free throw after a take foul, there are no known loopholes yet. Last but not least, it's tried and tested. Believe it or not, the NBA has actually been soft testing this rule in the G League, and it's only because the results were so good that they've decided to bring it to the regular season as well. After introducing the remedied take foul, the game actually started giving back to transition basketball, meaning there were more exciting plays and fewer intentional fouls. There were only a total of 72 take fouls outside the final minutes in the 2017-18 season before the rule change, but after the rule change, there were only 15 fouls. That's a huge difference. So if you ask us, we think this is going to improve the quality of basketball and make things a lot more exciting. No more dirty plays or fouls. Now it's time for heroic dunks and nasty posters. Oh, and speaking of which, this rule will also help point guards dominate the game even more now, since there's less likelihood of a foul being committed. That's it from our side, folks. So, what do you think? Are point guards developing faster, or is it an easier game now? And is the new take foul remedy going to make games more interesting? Let us know in the comments below. Remember, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos in the future. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.